Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the His and Hers the Truth podcast. This is my lovely wife.
Sim, great seeing everyone again. Right, honey?
Of course, yes. It's been a little while. We apologize. You know, there's a lot of things going on with the holidays, but we are back, right? So guys, while you're here, please subscribe to the channel, right? My name is Tuan once again. Smash that like button.
Boom.
Right, of course, as you guys know, we are definitely getting shadow banned out there on the
Yes,
algorithm. So do us a huge, favor and obviously subscribe and hit the like, and of course, turn on your notification bell when we're posting new content. We should be posting one today, which is obviously Thursday, the 16th, at 6 p.m. But obviously, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, guys, 6 p.m. Pacific time is when we're posting. And of course, we have a live that we promise you guys coming up here in the next weekends. This weekend, we're going to be busy with our Thanksgiving event. But I know we have something planned so that way we can react to your guys' comments and questions. Okay, so watch out for that. Today's video that we're going to be reacting to, honey, actually, it just kind of came up on my feed randomly.
Okay.
And it's a fairly recent video, and it really caught my eye, and we'll get into it here in a second. It is kind of a longer video, so guys, we'll probably do this in a two-part for you guys.
1, 2.
But I think it's going to be a great lesson for all our Asian brothers out there, guys. So please watch the whole video, and then of course share and comment. And guys, go check out this channel as well too. Obviously, the channel, the video that we got it from is going to be obviously in our headings. Yeah. So go subscribe to them. Go check it out. All right, let's begin.
Here we go.
Oh, I guess the title of the video I can tell you guys too is "What's Japanese Girls' Body Count?"
Ooh.
強引の方がいいから。
ズバリ経験人数何人かお聞きしていいですか？ 150? 20歳で。 Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is Yo-Yo Japan. So today, I'm out on the streets of Shibuya asking Japanese girls about their body counts. According to Google, Japanese girls in 20s and 30s have had on average 4 sexual partners. But I personally think that they've had more experiences. So let's find out. On my Instagram, I'm sharing my life and information about Japan. If you follow me there, you'll be able to discover some nice places, pubs, and birds. So if you haven't yet, please do. Okay, let's go. ということでインタビュー受けてくれてありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
今日なんですけど、
はい、
日本人の女性にちょっと経験人数についてお聞きしてて、
はい、
ちなみに今おいくつですか、年齢とかって？
18になりました。
初体験とかで聞いていいですか？
初体験は12歳。
12歳。
12歳。
なんか周りとかって結構高校生とかで最初初体験するって人が多いイメージなんですけど、どうですか、周り12歳っています？
ああ、もう一番早かったと思います。
次なんですけど、経験人数って何人かお聞きできます？今18歳ですもんね。
50から60の間。
Damn!
Okay. All right.
I was not expecting that.
And see, guys, well, okay, I'm not going to bias my wife's, obviously reaction, honey. So what do you think about that, honey?
She's 18. She lost it at 12. Can you imagine? That like bubbles my mind. 12 years old, 18 already. I don't know if she's like bluffing, but 50 to 60.
No, I don't think she's bluffing, honey.
50 to 60 body counts already at 18 years old.
Why? Real quick before I let you continue, why do you think? I personally think that she isn't bluffing.
Well, because she seems to be giggling and she's actually answering it, like.
Well, that's kind of a good tell too. But what is it
like
primarily?
She didn't really care, like.
Yeah, but what else do you think? I mean, I
She's
guess they could be, like.
To say that, that's not traditional woman. She's definitely like the new wave type girls these days. Modern day women, like
ding ding
they
ding.
don't mind sharing that. They don't mind. They're not embarrassed to say things like that.
But because she is Japanese, and she is living in the Japanese culture and the Japanese country, and of course she's going to be on social media right now, and people are going to see, and obviously maybe someone might recognize her. What was the tell that you can tell that I personally think she's telling the truth. Shoot, you know how ladies lie. I hate to tell you, ladies, right? But there's that equation out there, right? Times 3 add 32, divided by 1, whatever it is. But it's a lot higher than usually what women would, tell them. So, anyways, what was the tell? Can you tell what it was?
The way she's acting?
No,
The way
the way
saying
she's
things,
covering her
covering
face.
mouth because embarrassed?
Yeah, so obviously she's
not
embarrassed,
embarrassed,
right?
yeah.
She's not embarrassed enough because, like my wife was saying, in this day
To
and
say
age,
it.
the modern woman is obviously kind of like almost like enabled, glorified, obviously championed to kind of tell their body count, right? It's almost kind of like there's no shame in it anymore.
Yeah.
But like I said, you know, some of the Asian culture still comes through, and what it was she's like covering her face,
Yes.
right? So maybe her parents don't recognize her, maybe her friends and family.
I think they're gonna recognize her
Yeah,
still. I
my-
mean,
but my point,
your
but my
body,
point,
your eyes.
but my point is, people maybe on the street won't recognize her if they
Mhm.
see her. That's the whole thing if they watch this video,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I'll let you continue. What else do you think? So obviously, I agree. 12 years old, crazy.
That-
I mean, I don't know. You can't consent at that age.
No.
I know there's. Hey guys,
Either that or you know
every
they're young.
country, every
know.
state has different laws regarding this, right? But I just can't imagine that at 12 years old that you have the experience and the
No, but
competency
think about it. Like
to
either that or
consent.
she had a early boyfriend at that time, and they're both trying to because kids are curious around
Yeah, but
10 years
parents,
old, 10 and up.
where-
Not parents. I'm not saying
I'm
parents.
saying-
They probably did it on their own.
but my point is, where are the parents? Like, you don't know who your kids are hanging out with,
Think
especially in a
about it,
very,
honey. They're going to a party,
very
birthday party
at 12 years old.
Yeah.
12 years old. Your daughter is out of your sight at 12 years old. Like, you're letting her sleep over at her friend's
Not
house.
sleep over, but yeah, I went to my girlfriend's birthday party. There
At
are
birthday party, but you
guys
don't.
and girls and parents there.
So you're saying like they would go off into the room somewhere
Yeah.
and perhaps.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not a chance, but you're trying to tell me that like they're gone for like a few minutes and no one like they hit it and quit
Kids
it just
don't-
like
kids
that.
don't think those things, honey.
Hey, I agree. I'm like I said, I'm
I-
not gonna leave it up to anyone. But normally, when you're 12 years old, usually you're in your parents' kind of bubble, right?
yeah, your
it's not
parents
until
are
you
there.
kind of get to high school, like he was alluding to, right? He says most girls they get into high school, and that's kind of
Yeah.
when that starts going. But 12 years old,
You're in middle school.
you're middle school, you're just got into 6th grade, right?
That's what
Like
I'm saying. When I
you're not
went
usually
to,
out of your parents'
when
circle.
I went to the birthday parties, what I'm trying to tell you is that when I went to the birthday parties, parents were there. They're giving us like treats. They're bringing the drinks. We're sitting around. They had games,
Mm-hmm. But let me tell
like,
you
know,
this.
What do you call those?
But okay.
Pin the donkey.
But
sort of.
let me play this because this is actually kind of we're kind of going off a segue, but this is actually kind of good. What boy at 12 or 13 years old at these parties would even be trying to hit on these girls? And most boys at 12, and this guys, I get it. Every exception to the rule, some boys do hit their puberty at 12, right? 13 years old. But let's be honest, the majority of boys don't usually get into their full puberty until later than girls, right?
I'm just
So
saying-
what boys are going to be actually hitting on this girl at 12 years old at a kid's birthday
Unless
party?
either she went to a party or she is seeing other people that are older, much older.
My
than
point
her.
is,
A high school
yes,
student.
that's my point. So my point
So
is,
they're high
there's
school
some high
students,
school
yes,
boys
like
hitting on a
freshmen,
12-year-old.
yeah,
And I'm
freshmen.
sorry to say, like, I'm all for like older men getting with younger women.
But not like
But
that.
that's my whole point. 12-year-old is
No.
a girl. Like she's still a freaking
A
kid, right?
No.
That's hey, whoever's doing that, man,
That's bad.
that's freaking messed up. Like you need to stop doing that. Having a daughter myself and knowing when my daughter was 12 years
Hell
old,
no.
my son's just turned 12, right, honey? So like knowing what kids were like at that age,
Mm-hmm.
if they were raised correctly, right? That's wild.
Our
okay?
kids aren't even curious about those things.
Okay, let's keep going because we gotta still
Okay,
half
keep
of this
going.
video to
Okay.
watch.
18で50、60。なるほど。ちなみに日本人ですか？ 50人とかは日本人ですか？
ああ、アメリカ人が3人ぐらい。
アメリカ人3人。どうですか？その海外の人と日本人って違います？やっぱ。
3人中2人は規格外で、
規格外とは。
でかくて、
あ
1人は普通、
あ。はい。その規格外の方が好みですか？
そうでもないです。日本人が好きです。
あ、日本人の方がいい
が好き。
その50、60人の中で、なんだろう、一番最悪だったなっていうか、っていう経験とかってあります？
最悪
なんかめちゃめちゃ強引とか。ないですか？
強引の方がいいから。
もっと来いみたいな。
うんうんうんうん。
あ
来ない人基本的になん
あなる
か
ほどそれ
最悪って感じ。
あ、なるほど。
最悪
海外の人は逆に結構来る。
もう来る。もう
じゃあ
来る。
海外の人がいいじゃないですか。
前戯ないからやだ。
これちなみに外国人の人が見てるんで、ちょっと前戯はじゃあしてもらって、前戯はもう大事と。わかりました。いや本当にい インタビューくれてありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
Oh,
年齢とかって
Okay, so what do you think about the rest of her interview? Obviously, she's been with more than just Japanese guys.
Yeah,
Now,
foreigners.
they didn't allude whether she was with other Asians,
Yeah.
but my guess is she probably is. Goddamn,
Yeah.
you know, 50 or 60 body count. You probably had to throw in some other Asian ethnicities in there.
She had foreigners, so
And-
she didn't say the whole. Like,
Yeah, she
what
didn't
kind
say
of
the whole
foreign, she's just
spectrum, but
different.
yeah. But what do you think about the remainder of her tells? And I'm being very specific with that, honey. What do you think the remainder of her answers and her tells were?
Oh God, probably just more that we're more shocked. Like she said, she liked it, you know, rough, and she didn't. You know what I mean? Like she wants it. You know, I don't know. It's just so much info thrown at you. Like, you know, the modern woman's just, I don't
Guys,
really.
Yeah, guys, we gotta decipher my Asian brothers.
They're
And this is
not
why
traditional.
this is
just say
why
that.
this channel I think is gonna be so important if the message can get out there. And obviously other channels too, like in the RP community, you know, like Fresh and Fit, you know, Rolo, all these guys that are putting this content out for you guys. But specifically, you know, we're focusing on Asian content here, guys. Is that why Asian girls are still the most attractive women is because they play off this innocent air. And with men, innocence is a huge part of femininity, right? We want to protect it, right? We want to believe that it's pure, right? We want to believe all these women that we find attractive are pure and that they only belong to us or they only want us.
Not
right?
with 50, 60 body
Right?
count once
So-
he finds out.
so
No.
exactly it. So that's the thing, guys. You guys have to learn in
To
what
look
we're
through.
day and age we're living in now. Right? We talk about social media. All these girls have access to all the men in the world now. All these girls, unless you find some like rice farmer out in the middle of nowhere, right? Living on a farm with no electronics. Every girl nowadays has a freaking phone, right? And if she's a good looking girl, I guarantee you someone's gonna even buy her a phone,
Yeah.
right? Even if she's freaking not rich herself, you're not trying to tell me some freaking, you know, imp dude out there is gonna not buy her phone like, here, babe, here's the phone, right? You know what I'm saying? So my point is they have access to it. So they learn at a very young age, obviously, that they can freaking get what they want, right? And with that innocence, with their cuteness, and obviously with just being naturally themselves, they can get all the attention that they want. And that's why I was trying to tell you, I don't think she's capping because the fact that she liked more aggressive men, right? The fact that she's already, you know, she was no problem telling, you know, which men had the bigger junk or not, right? That means she's not lying about her experience.
Yeah.
Right? She's gone through it all, right? A woman like this, and this is the other thing, like,
That's almost halfway to being a prawn star,
Yeah.
girlfriend. I don't know.
well, yeah, I mean, 50, 60, I don't know about you guys out there, and this is kind of another episode. I don't want to get into it, but it might be something that we might have to deal with as modern men in the in general moving forward. Is this is the type of body count, because I feel like body count is such a huge topic nowadays in our culture and specifically, you know, in our dating topics, that I don't think you guys realize that the modern woman, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of culture, has over double-digit body count. Because it doesn't matter who they are, where they are, what you think they might are, like innocent, cute, you know, young. Like
Lucky
where
we met in the 80s.
where do they find
90s.
yeah, nice, you know, acting like they're so innocent. They're going to have a high body count because, guys, think about it. Think about it as from a standpoint as men, right? If you had access to everything that you want in life, if you had women throwing themselves at you for free without having to do much,
Yep.
you're trying to tell me that you won't take it yourself, right?
But that's different for men.
No,
but for
because men,
women,
we
you
don't
should-
have that access.
I know, but for a woman, you should preserve yourself
But that's not the
and
current.
protect yourself more.
But see, that's the thing. That's
what makes
that,
you
that
more
was the huge.
special.
Yes, but that was the lesson. Is that that barrier, that Asian shaming culture barrier, is no longer there.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch the rest half of this video.
お聞きしてですか？
今年21です
今。年21歳ってことは大学生とかですか？
社会人です。
社会人、
はい
何されてるんですか？
ネイリストです。
ネイリスト、
はい
もう見ての通りめちゃハッピー今日なんですけど、なんか日本人の女性に経験人数についてお聞きしていて、
はい
ちなみに21歳ってことで、初めてって何歳ぐらいの時にされました？
初めて17。
17。どうですか、話してて17歳でとかって結構普通ですか、それって。
高校生で初めてなんか多い気がします。
なんかその Google によると、大体日本人の経験人数が4人っていう、まあ、データがあるらしく、ズバリ経験人数何人かお聞きしていいですか。
大体10人。
でも数えるのやめたと。
数えたくない。
でもまあ一般的にはまあ多い方だと思うんですけど、周りとか見てどうですか、結構多い方だと思います。
多い子と少ない子が
なるほど。
極端に、
人によってっていうか、まあ大体10人ぐらいってことで、どうですか、なんか10人の中で今まで一番嫌だった経験とかって何かあります。
小さすぎて気持ちくなかった。
それは例えば10分の何人ぐらいが。
ほぼ自分の9ぐらい。
10分の9。
力がでかくて
なるほど。
超えるものがいない。
最初ですか、一番最初にやったのが。
いや、一番最初はこんなんしかなかった。
ちなみにこれされたらなんか嬉しいとか何かあります。
苦しめ。
結構ガツガツに来てほしいと。
ガツガツに。はい。
インタビューありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。ということでインタビューください。
Okay, so that's gonna be
be
that's gonna be the last girl we're gonna interview. That'll be the last part of the So, honey, what do you think about that second girl? Because
she's capping. I think she had.
what do you think she's capping on?
Because she's giggling and stuff, and then she said, "Oh, in between the gaps." So I mean, she said she stopped counting. So
No, so as always, I think the math, right? You got to multiply by 3, divide, plus 32 divided by 1, whatever. I personally think you're right. I think that first girl who had 50 or 60, probably closer to 100. This girl who has 10 is probably closer to 20 or 30. Regardless, what do you think about her answer of that? There's a huge gap between girls with little and girls with a lot.
Because there's a huge gap, maybe in terms like sexual partners. You talking about?
Yes.
On that part?
Yeah, that's what she was trying to say.
Yeah.
She said, and I think she was. See, this is what women do. Like, I hate to say it. Like, my wife is obviously a female, right? And so, like, but she's obviously more traditional. So you're not going to take this the wrong way, which I know. But when I talk to women about this, right, you guys don't take this the wrong way. But a lot of you guys are honestly just stupid, right? Because you guys, the way you guys talk, you guys tell on yourself, right? Because literally what she was trying to do there was trying to say, well, my body count's not that high.
But then compared to
other people, right? So there's this huge gap between a low body count, which I think is only 10, right? Versus someone else who's probably at 100, like the first girl, right? But what she didn't realize was that she literally just told on herself because all your guys' body count is high, right? So what do you think about that, honey?
Yeah, so it makes not much of a difference. So as you can see that they're not traditional. They're all modern thinking. They're all sort of like thinking, hey, I'm like a man, when men can sleep around, a woman can sleep around type deal. So
to me, 100%. 100% what you just said, and like I said,
non-traditional thinking.
We've tried to warn you guys about this on our channel multiple times, and I think this video, because this guy Yo Japan, go check him out, guys. He only posted this, I think, like less than a week ago, right? But anyways, guys, the key that these two first guests or interviewees is they really showed kind of what the modern woman's sexual experiences. So that second girl, I think, is honestly probably the majority of women nowadays, right? And so what I mean by that is their mentality is that, well, I only have 10 bodies, 15, 20. It's not that much. So what I'm trying to tell you guys guys, hear me out. And I would love to see the stats on this. I think the average woman nowadays has probably close to 20 body count.
Oh, we're going to do a major background check on our kids.
And I don't care the ethnicity. I don't care if this is passport bro.
Boys.
I don't care if this is in another country. I think any modern female that has access to social media, you heard it first in this channel, Tuan from the freaking His&Hers the Truth podcast. I think any modern woman of sexual age, and that could be underage, by the way,
sorry to
right?
say, that's
could be
sad.
under 18, with social media access has a higher body count in the double digits. Not a question. Okay. And so my point is, this is what you guys need to be aware of, right? You guys are thinking that, oh, I'm going to be able to find this freaking, wifey girl when I go to more of a traditional culture. Maybe it's freaking, Middle Eastern, right? They're Muslim,
Doesn't
right?
matter.
They're going to be shamed. Not if they live in a Western society where that barrier is no longer there. If they grow up in America and just because they're Muslim doesn't mean that they're following Muslim tradition, right? If they're Asian growing up in America and because they have an Asian mom and dad, and even though Asian
Social
mom and
media
dad
will reach them
exactly
one
and
way or the other.
even though Asian mom and dad stick together more than other ethnicities, it doesn't mean that that Asian barrier is there, right? They're gonna get hit up by all these guys, whether it's in high school or whether it's on social media.
Yep.
And then, hey, it's just the nature of being human, right? You're going to get these hot guys, these quote unquote men that attract these women. Hundreds, thousands of them are bombarding them on a daily basis. You don't have a family structure anymore that's telling them, no, do not do this. Otherwise, I'm going to disown you, right? When, as much as there's some Asian parents still out there that's sort of, that is like that.
Yeah.
How many Asian parents nowadays do you see on TikTok or freaking, social media or whatever saying that they'll disown their kids, right? Our Asian culture has been shamed to be traditional. Let's be honest, right? How many Asian men, right? How many Asian men do you see standing up there and be like, oh, my Asian daughter has to be like this, has to be like that? No, hell no. They're going to freaking get shunned by society. And as you know, as Asian men, what's our stereotype already? We're already insecure. We're already freaking kind of not aggressive. And I wanted to lead to that because
Not
what
in
did
Sim and Tuan's
what did
world,
she
we are
say?
like that.
What did she say? Both of those guys. She said, "I want my men to be aggressive."
Yeah.
And what is
choking and all
what
that.
is a common trait for Asian men? Are we really aggressive as Asian men?
Not really.
Correct, right. The majority of us are beta. So you think a lot of your Asian dads out there are telling their mom, the mom in this modern society, hey, shut up, woman, go in the kitchen, make me my food, clean my clothes. Oh, and by the way, my daughter's coming home at freaking, 8 o'clock at night. She can't have friends. She's not, please, right? There's no way that the modern average Asian man is doing that. I'm doing that. Right, we do that with our kids.
Because we're traditional.
Because we know the reality. It's not even about being traditional. We know the reality. If you let this happen, people are gonna go crazy, just like how this modern society is. Okay,
And we're preventing that in our channel. So
Correct.
if you have a daughter, or
right?
whatever
We gotta do
make sure
what we know is the truth. Now,
you know
whether
her friend circles and where she's been. That's why we keep our kids pretty active.
Yeah,
So they don't got time to think about the other stuff or
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Before we finish, last reaction, honey, what do you think about that last girl saying that she liked being choked out?
I don't know. That's just crazy for me. I mean, I wouldn't like that. No.
I
That's
think
crazy.
I think this is what happens because we all think that women are this innocent creatures, right? And we want to believe that as men, right? We want to believe, but this is the thing, guys. Let's be honest with ourselves. When you do get your innocent woman, right? Let's say you find this rare virgin / low body count woman and she's yours now, right? What is the things that you want to do to them, right? Let's not cap. Like I'm your dad on this show. I'm honest to you guys all the time. I tell you guys no BS what it is. You want to do all that nasty stuff with them. It is what it is, right? So it's just human nature. Men want to do these nasty things to their women, right? To women in general. And by default, women want men who are aggressive, right? Because that tells them that they're in command, they're in charge, they're dominating, right? They're not feeble, right? But
I don't
guys,
want to be choked. I don't want to be choked.
the choking, and I'll get to that in a second. The choking is a byproduct, just like how the other woman said she wanted a man super aggressive. It's as you become more sexually free, right? As you start having more and more partners and you start having all these things, that level starts becoming higher and higher and higher. It's like no different, guys. It's like a drug, right? If you try one hit of something in the first, like you've never done it before, right? Let's say you never drank alcohol before. That very first sip of alcohol, it's gonna mess you up. And then after a while, you're gonna build a tolerance to it.
I never drink it.
Right?
I don't drink alcohol.
So, like my wife was saying earlier, where the women have to preserve their value, this is why it's so important for women to preserve their value, because you're limiting that in essence tolerance buildup, right? How many times we talk about on this all the channel all the time that, and you guys have seen it on some of these shows. If you guys ever watch some of these crazy shows like freaking, Fresh Fit, I don't think they're crazy. I think they're entertaining as hell. But if you watch these shows like Fresh and Fit or whatever podcast, and they have these guests on the shows, and you see some of these girls who are OF girls, and they have like hundreds and hundreds of body count. you'll see one thing in common, and we call it how it is all the time, right? We call it the 1,000 cock stare. Have you ever heard that term?
Mm-mm.
So literally, like, they've had so many partners that, like, that tolerance level is they're so numb to it now, right? So literally, they're just staring out in space, like it doesn't affect them anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the reason why we don't want women that are tainted, because if you go to freaking yachts all the time, if you're getting bought freaking goddamn, going to Salt Bay's restaurant every single time, or the freaking, getting traveled all the time, rolling around in Lamborghinis and Ferraris all the time, and you're getting men to do this, and then you're on top of that, you're sleeping with these men, you think that's kind of what life is. And that's not how life is.
Yeah, but think about it. Just because you're riding a Lamborghini, you're being brought this stuff. He's never putting a ring on your finger. So girls, doesn't really matter.
And that's the problem.
It doesn't matter. You're just giving away your sexual value, which is the thing that you should hold on to.
Yeah.
He's not going to put a ring on your finger. Yeah, he'll let you ride the Lamborghini, Ferrari, whatever else. Go sleep on his penthouse.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean he's giving you the keys. He's not giving you the dang title. Who cares?
And guys, I hate to say it
Sorry.
I hate to say it, right? But because obviously we live in a modern, obviously, marriage society
That
too.
makes you still a
but
loser.
unless the man proposes to the woman, right, and now legally bound, all their assets are tied together. You don't own that Ferrari, girl. You don't own that yacht, right?
Your ass just sat on there. Your
He
ass just sat there
literally
on the
just
Ferrari.
fooled you with these trinkets
Yeah.
to get your value, which is obviously the sex, right?
That's like a guy just renting a Ferrari or Lamborghini to pick up these women, and guess what? You don't know that he owns it. He's renting out these houses. He's renting out these Lamborghinis. So what? He takes you once in a while to Salt Bay, but you know what? If you're making, I don't know, $25 an hour, you can definitely afford Salt Bay. I mean, it's not like you can't afford it. You can't afford it. You can go in there and like order the tiniest
You can fake
meal.
the funk. Yeah, you can fake the funk.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
okay, why would you give away your most precious value, which is sex? And you're doing that. So just because you're rolling and taking pictures, click, click, I ate at Salt Bay, click, click, I'm sitting in a Ferrari. That's rental. Half of these things, you guys can rent it yourself too. I mean, think about it, woman. So why would you be giving all these sexual access to all these men, and then your body count goes up, and then you wonder why these guys aren't freaking putting a ring on your finger? Because why would he want to when you're giving it all free to everybody else?
Well,
I'm sorry to say. Looks don't mean anything.
Yeah, well,
to
I'm going to
me,
end it
like,
on this because I kind of
whatever.
said it earlier. So, guys, watch some video.
Sorry, girls.
Women
You're
are
still
stupid.
a loser.
Women are stupid. I said that already, and unfortunately, you guys aren't too intelligent on that. But, guys, hey, thank you for joining us, and look out for part 2. Check you guys next time.
Bye.
Join us as we give you guys a glimpse into our lives, give you guys advice, hopefully give you guys entertainment value as well, too, and provide you guys better outcomes.
Yes.